it feels already like it'll be a massive hurdle for Verstappen to even come close to defending this title. I mean, Leclerc just kind of looks unstoppable already. I mean, it's such a comfortable win. And considering the points gap that is already in place, and Verstappen retiring, of course, there's an air of 2017, 2018 Red Bull being plagued by a lack of reliability. Like, the performance is there, the driver is there, no question. But if your car keeps spluttering and not making it to the end, it's worth nothing to you. To overcome the deficit that is already in place, even
it's
after
huge.
only 3 races, it's massive.
Yeah.
And with Leclerc looking as confident as he does, don't know, I'm starting to think that the title might already be over. I mean,
is it over?
It's just kind of already, Nico Rosberg flaming explosion meme is Verstappen's title defense over. Like, it really does feel like that at the moment for me. I got to say, Leclerc just looks so poised to cruise. I'm sure it won't be cruising from his perspective. He's working very hard and all the rest of it, but it does look like he's poised to kind of cruise to a title already. And although it was very much mixed feelings between the two garages for the Prancing Horses this weekend, I think on the Leclerc side, they must be feeling pretty confident.
100%.
What do you think? Is a Verstappen comeback likely? I'm a bit concerned about Red Bull, and they're already having reliability issues.
I'm sure we'll talk about Red Bull in great detail, but just to go back to the points, Leclerc has enough points by himself to be winning the Constructors' Championship just by himself compared to Mercedes and Red Bull, which I think that just goes to show like the difference in points between what Charles has done and what teams have been able to do to match it. So that just goes to show how well he's done this year. I think it's a first and a second and a first, isn't it? So he's got off to a pretty good start. Is Verstappen's title defense over? ? I tell you what, I don't like to see cars break down due to reliability issues, because it's not racing, is it? I know it is racing. It is. Reliability is part of racing, but I'd quite like to see these two guys go head to head. We've seen them do it twice this year, and it looked like, even though Max's car does have the pace, I think the Ferrari was stronger and Charles was stronger this week. Max would have easily finished P2. However, just that reliability woe crept in again, and there was no questions asked. I think he failed to change gear going into turn 1, and then he just had a leak. I don't think Red Bull have confirmed what it was, and they won't do until the car goes back to Milton Keynes on Wednesday. That's what Christian Horner said. But
he was pretty quick to pull over, wasn't he?
Very quick to pull over, and that just goes to show that with the cost cap and limited parts this year, and the penalties for taking new parts as well being so high, especially if you are fighting for that championship, clearly pulling over and retiring was a better option than trying to get it back to the pits. It's a 3.9 mile track, so they didn't want to put an extra 3 miles on that car for a good reason. So if you ask me, it was a pretty big failure, not even to make it back to the pits. Verstappen said he wasn't thinking about the championship and he just wants to finish races at the moment, which is a fair answer because he's 3 races into the season and he's only finished 1.
I mean, he won that race.
In one hand, every race he's finished this season, he has won, which is a fantastic statistic. Unfortunately, he has failed to finish 2 of those 3 races, and that is a big hit. That really is a big hit for Verstappen and for Red Bull. Let me just quickly have a look at how many points Verstappen's on, because I can't remember what the difference is. The Charles is on 71.
He's got the 25, hasn't he? He's got 25 from his 1
and
win.
He's got 25. So what's that, 40 odd points difference?
Yeah, it's 46.
46 points difference. Like,
to overcome that now has got to be one of the biggest of deficits overcome in Formula One history to win. It's got to be. That's
and
a
it's
huge
so early
deficit
on in the season as well. And the problem is, whereas traditionally, this is before the pandemic, we used to have the start of the season, and then when everyone went to Spain, that's when the upgrades were brought in. Remember when everyone got to Spain, it was like, right, here's Mark II of the chassis, here's the Mark II spec engine. But no one's really given on when they're going to bring their updates, because it certainly isn't going to be in Imola, and it won't be the race after. A lot, Toto Wolff said it's going to be at least 2 or 3 races before they can even bring a new package out. So if Red Bull do have these issues, I should imagine they'll be in a similar situation because of logistical reasons and flights and transport, etc.
Didn't Mercedes bring a new floor
I don't know if
to
they. No,
Australia?
I don't think it was a new
Or
floor.
some kind of floor change?
They were going to bring a new wing, but they didn't in the end.
Oh, okay.
So I think it was a new floor, but it hasn't worked as well as expected, which isn't surprising looking at the porpoising going on in Lewis's car this weekend. But going back to my point, I don't think Red Bull is going to be bringing any like fixes for the engine until at least a couple more races time. So unfortunately, if they do have this reliability gremlin, which it seems like they do, they've got to suck it up for the next 2 or 3 weeks and just do the best they can.
Yeah, it's going to be a tricky one, but it will be exciting if they can sort out their reliability. It'll be exciting to see Verstappen try and claw it back. But even during the race itself, Leclerc was just pulling away. It was just disappearing, and it's already starting to look pretty decisive. I'm hoping that's not the case, so that we can get an exciting title challenge. But the all evidence at the moment points to a Leclerc domination in 2022.